Hey, it's Alisha here, and in this video I wanted to talk about why people are competitive so that you can start to understand rather than take it personally when, let's say, someone really wants you to lose. Maybe it can hurt your feelings when it's someone really close to you and, it seems like they just want to beat you in life, in a game, in anything, and it can be easy to take that the wrong way if you don't understand why that person is competitive, what is happening here, and also what that's inviting you into. So some reasons why people are competitive are because they're living in separation. So they're not living in unity consciousness where they know that we're all connected and that there's infinite resources available to all of us in every moment. So people who don't know that, people who are not operating in this continuum, I've talked about this continuum before about how some people will believe that we're primarily physical beings, and some of us may believe that we're primarily vibrational beings because we are vibrational, we are spiritual beings having a temporary human experience, and we're all somewhere on this continuum, believing that we're primarily physical. Life is happening to us, we have no control or no power over it, maybe feeling like a victim or realizing we're a co-creator of everything in our life. We are infinitely powerful, infinitely resourced, and that we're primarily vibrational. So someone who's competitive is really on this side where they think that we're only physical, we're separate from one another. There's this you win, I lose. There's not enough for both of us. There's not enough to go around for everybody. So then they think that I need to have what I want, and you can't have what you want, otherwise I won't be able to get what I want. So that's one reason they're living in separation. They're not, they haven't really awakened to realize that, you actually are infinitely resourced and you can't lose something that is aligned with you. So there's no reason to even be competitive with someone else, like about a job, for example. That job was only meant for one person. So, it's a good thing that someone else got that job because there's something even higher available for you, more aligned with you. You can't lose anything that's aligned with you. So to be competitive over like a job is just, it's pointless, really. But of course, if it's bringing something up in you, then of course that's an invitation to move through those energies. So that could be one reason why that someone is being competitive. Another reason is, of course, obviously their own insecurities. So they feel on some level they're not good enough, so they need to be better than you in order to feel good enough. They need to feel like they're more ahead in life than you to feel good enough. Simple things like even if you're just playing a game, it makes them feel better or good enough to beat you. And it really just comes from their own insecurities. So maybe that can help you soften around the idea when that's happening in your life. But also it's showing you where you're holding on to those energies too. They're a reflection of you. So you're probably holding on to a lot of insecurities yourself if that keeps showing up in your life, people who are really competitive. So I would invite you to, in everyone in your life, not just like if people are being competitive, but how is this person a mirror reflection of me? How is this person inviting me into something more? How are they exercising something for me to bring in something that I've been asking for? So yeah, that could be another reason why they're being competitive. And another reason is that they think they're in lack and they're in fear that they never have enough. So they think that if you have, then there's less for them. So I would invite you to see where this is showing up in your life, and it can show up in so many different ways that you might not even be aware of it, that people are holding on to the same energy and it's just showing up in a different way. So let's say that, you have someone who's really competitive in your life, or let's say that you have someone in your life who's really like cheap. You might think, what is the correlation between these two? Or someone who seems really selfish or cheap or competitive. You might be like, what is the correlation here? You might think this person, maybe you're the one who is super giving and loving and caring and are super triggered by someone who is not so giving, who's a little bit selfish, and, is kind of cheap. You might think, how am I the mirror reflection of this person? I'm not like that. I'm super giving. But maybe it's showing up for you in a different way. Maybe it's showing up as competition. They're the exact same energy. It's the same energy of I'm in lack and there isn't enough for everyone. Living in this, we're all separate. I'm a primarily physical being. So for the person who, is coming off like selfish, they're not as giving, they're kind of cheap, they won't share their things, they won't, invest in you, buy things for you. That person is very much living in lack. They feel like they don't have enough. And so they feel like if they were to buy something for you or share with you, there's less for them. Not realizing that we're primarily vibrational beings, infinitely resourced, enough for everyone to go around. And so someone who's really competitive or is holding on to that same energy of lack in some way, that they feel like, if you win, then I lose. If you get all this money, there's less for me. If you're super successful, then I'm less successful, or whatever it might be. So it's a very similar energy. So yeah, those are all the reasons that I can think of right now about why someone would be super competitive. So their own insecurities, feeling of lack, feeling that we're separate or believing that we're separate, someone who hasn't really awakened to know that, we're all connected and we're infinitely resourced. And someone believes that we are primarily physical beings. All of those are reasons why someone could be being super competitive. And I would invite you, if someone like that is showing up in your life, or you are like that yourself, to realize that this is an invitation to dissolve those insecurities, those fears of lack, like you don't have enough, that you won't have what you need in every moment. I would invite you to feel into those energies and have love and compassion for yourself when that shows up. And when you see it mirror reflected in someone else, remember that they're a mirror reflection of you. There's a reason it's showing up in your life. It's an invitation to dissolve that and to step into something much, much higher than those lower density energies of judgment, competition, insecurities, I'm not enough, I'm in lack, to dissolve all of that and to step into something much higher. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and hit the bell button if you want to be notified the next time I upload a video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.